Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of our EAFC 25 career mode here with Southampton. Now we'll be kicking off today's episode by seeing that we've played in another of the youth tournaments, and I had my first ever draw, which goes to like a weird little penalty shootout, which was quite good fun. We did also pick up victories in the semi-final and the final, so another victory in the youth tournament. But I have to say at the beginning of this episode, I've been feeling a little bit under the weather the last week or so I do apologise if I sound a bit croaky or a bit funny, and if I'm not as sort of energetic as I usually would be in the videos. But kicking off today, we've got the Carabao Cup third round as we take on Nottingham Forest at St Mary's. We then also play them on the weekend in the Premier League away at the City Ground, so a double header against Nuno's side, where of course Adam Armstrong was sold in the summer. I'd much rather the 3 points in the Premier League, so it is a much rotated side for the third round of the Carabao Cup. Still looking to progress though against Nuno's side, who are winless to kick off the campaign. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm not really too fussed about the Carabao Cup here. Lots of changes to the team, in fact 11 in total. We're back in the 4-2-3-1 today, so we'll see how we get on after we've been using that 4-2-4 in the last few games, which has brought us back-to-back victories. But as I say, much more focused on the Premier League game in a few days' time, so plenty of changes. Here goes Sam Edozie though. Antonio back to Sam Edozie. And Edozie cuts infield and lets fly, and it's a good save. Stein has it on the edge again. Taylor into Edozie. There is Mikel Antonio, and again it's turned away. Edozie, nice turn. Looks sharp in the Carabao Cup game so far, Sam Edozie. Still going here. Let's fly. And Matt Turner equal to it. Oh, Andre Santos pinches it back. What an opportunity. Edozie through to Antonio, and I've sort of buggered up the chance. It'll fall for Suleimana. Saved, and Suleimana again puts it wide. Nice feet by Trey. There is Stein on the edge. And he's just trying to overplay. Edozie's done well though. And there is Mikel Antonio. Back to Sam Edozie. It's off the woodwork. Well, similar story for the Saints, and it looks as if we're heading for a penalty shootout once again, unless Forest can win it late. Wood comes across and mops up the danger, and that, I think, is going to do it. There it is, another penalty shootout in the Carabao Cup, and it's a familiar story for Southampton, struggling to put the ball in the net. But I'll tell you what, we've got some decent penalty takers here, so you never know what's going to happen. Brereton Diaz first up, sends it into the top corner. Mikhailo Mudryk for Nottingham Forest. Just couldn't get there with Bazunu. Normally stick the right way if I've scored. Stein does go the same way and sticks it right into the top corner. Our Forest staying the same. Norkit does go the same way, and Bazunu again can't get there. Evan Nilsson up next. This time changing. Evan Nilsson is denied by Turner. And Mitoma also goes that same way. But Bazunu just can't get gloves on any of them. Andre Santos scores. McDonnell sends Bazunu the wrong way. And Forest are on the brink here. Sam Edozie must score. Edozie doesn't. Southampton are out on penalties again. Not for the first time, and it's Forest who progress despite all the pressure being on Matt Turner's goal. He is the hero, and the Saints are out in the Carabao Cup on penalties again. Well, it would have been West Ham away at the London Stadium in the next round of the Cup, so a pretty tough tie there. But to be honest, I'm not too fussed. As I say, my main focus once again being on the Premier League, and with Forest, they do have one win on the board, but it's just the one win and 4 defeats. I'm much more focused on this game here, travelling to the City Ground, back to our full strength starting 11, and for the third game in a row in the Premier League, I'm going with the 4-2-4 tactic and going a little bit bolder, looking to make it 3 wins in a row in the Premier League, which I don't think we've ever achieved in the save. Come on, you Saints. Brereton Diaz. Nice ball into Archer. And Archer looks for Brereton Diaz. In behind here. Brereton Diaz, tight angle, shoots and forces the save. Brereton Diaz on the slide. No foul, says the referee. And Brereton Diaz into Archer. And Evan Nielsen in the middle just lifts it over the top. Well, both of our wins in the Premier League at the end of the previous episode were 0-0 at the break. So, as I said then, I'm not panicking just yet as Fatawu, no foul. He has given it, okay. Dangerous position this, and we know that Abdul can hit them. Fatawu looking to go up and over. Fatawu, it's wonderful. And it's our first free kick goal of FC25. I've been waiting for that one. The referee did pull it back for the foul. And I said when I signed him, he's got good long shots. He's got good free kicks. As we get the achievement there, dead ball specialist. Abdul Fatawu, his first goal for the club. And what a special one. Into the back of the net before Sells can even react. And the Saints lead again in the Premier League. Again, that deadlock broken in the second half. Just got to keep patient, keep biding our time. As Evan Nielsen finds Cameron Archer, chance for two, and Sells pushes it away. This is much, much better into the last few minutes here. Forest desperately looking to create something, but that's given away. And all we have to do now is hold on to that ball. Nice by Fernandez. And Mateus Fernandez going on. Still Mateus Fernandez drawing the save out of Matt Sells. But I think that is going to be enough. It is. And it's 3 wins in a row for the Saints. All by the same scoreline. Just a single goal to nil. And I don't care if every win this season comes by just a goal to nil. A win is a win. And it's Abdul Fatawu with his first goal for the club. And what a way to get it as well. Our first free kick goal of the save. And Southampton potentially moving into the European places. Well, what a start it has been for the Saints. Currently sat in 8th place, just 1 defeat in our opening 6 games. But I do think you have to remember a lot of these games have come against teams down the bottom. We've beaten Luton, Forest and Wolves, who are all in the bottom 7 or 8. Of course, we drew with Everton. We got a good point away at Villa Park. As Villa are currently sat in 4th, but taking on Tottenham in our next game, that is going to be a real test of how far we have come. But before we get there, we've got our next batch of scouting updates from Senegal, England and the Maldives. And from our first report, I am going to give out a first scholarship from Senegal going to Ibou Sonko here. Have we found the next Sadio Mane? He looks fantastic. 81 to 94 potential. And we'll keep the scouting on these 4. Well, I think I'm going to give it 1 more month for both Kai Vaughan and Jamie Oakley. Both look very good. We've also just found Joseph Bishop as well. So a couple of really good fullbacks coming through from England. Well, still no one from the Maldives making it, but John Ibrahim and Saeed here, both looking pretty solid. So definitely the 2 best products so far to keep an eye on in the Maldives. And as for the youth academy itself, we've still got Matthew Hodgson, still 15 years of age. Shane Malcolm, also still 15. And Alikos Harris, 14 years of age. So it's going to be quite a few years until we can even consider promoting Harris to the first team. But Sonko is 15. It looks pretty decent. 81 to 94 potential and lots of pace already. And I'm quite looking forward to giving him a go in the next youth academy tournament. Well, jumping into this next game then, beginning of October, it is Tottenham coming to take us on at St Mary's, where we certainly are stronger than on the road. So tough game here, but I would certainly take a point against one of the traditional top 6 sides. If we can keep the winning streak going, even better, but I'm just looking to remain unbeaten at St Mary's. Well, I've gone a little bit more defensive in this one. Back to the 4-2-3-1. Oh, no. Stand. Well done, Taylor. And yeah, looking to be a little bit more sound defensively. which might mean we struggle going forward. But it's just a case of how long we can keep Tottenham out for. I said that a lot when we faced the big sides last year. How long can we keep them out for and remain at least in the game? Just keeping our shape nicely here. Oh, Solé has to be careful. No, 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 no. That's such a frustrating goal to concede, man. We won the ball back and Odebear just nicks in. And I said it's about how long we can remain solid defensively and keep Spurs out. And we've given them a cheap, cheap goal here. Still the Spaniard has it. Oh, it's a nice run. Son denied by Muric. And the Saints survive going 2 goals down just before the break. We've not really had anything on an attacking front, but we have managed to keep Spurs quiet since that goal. They're just struggling to create anything at the moment. Ball fizzed out to Fatawu. Does well and keeps hold of it and finds Downs. Now Brereton Diaz. Nice ball. Fernandez round the corner to Evan Nilsson. Has to take it on early. Does get his strike away. And it's pretty comfortable. Well, into stoppage time here. And I think that's going to do it. We sort of huffed and puffed, but couldn't really challenge Tottenham too much as Son is denied a second. But there is the whistle, and it is defeat for the first time this season at St Mary's. A narrow defeat by 1-0, and it's so frustrating in the manner that we conceded the goal, because we defended well. Other than that one moment, we just couldn't create anything and break down this Tottenham side. Disappointing for the unbeaten and winning streak to come to an end, but it was expected against a side of Tottenham's calibre. Well, it's all very congested in the Premier League at the moment, but another winnable game here as we travel to Bramall Lane, where we spent most of our career mode last year on FC 24. Newly promoted this season, and just the 1 win on the board, although only 3 defeats to be fair to them, so they've had a pretty decent start. But this is the sort of game we should be targeting a return to winning ways. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, quite a big game here at Bramall Lane, because as I say, we tasted defeat for the first time since match day 1 in that previous game, but these are the kind of ones that we need to be winning. Of course, we had those 3 wins back to back, but all by just a single goal to nil. Doesn't feel like a very sustainable model, that, and I would like a big convincing win to really sort of stamp our authority on the season. But won't be an easy game here against the Blades. They've had a pretty decent start to the season, all things considered. And of course our former team from FC 24 last year, as Muric forced into the first save of the game, sorry. And the corner goes short, nicely worked. Taylor gets in the way, and that's just wide by the captain, Anel. Oh, what a ball that is. Oh, what a fantastic goal from the Blades. Luvumbu finishes it off, but what a ball. I'm not sure if it's Brooks who plays the cross in, but Luvumbu completely losing his marker in the middle. I think it's Taylor who should have been with him. Yeah, and we've been second best here today. We've just not been on it, as Solé does just about get there. Is the ref going to give us time to get forward? As Archer, no ref! Just about to slide through Abdul, and of course the referee blows up. You know that if that's for the AI, he's not blowing up. I mean, I can't really complain about the referee. We've just not been good enough today, and it might get worse. It might get worse. It's wide from Luvumbo this time, and well, the goal when it went in had been coming, and the Blades here are looking more likely than we are to score the next goal. This has been such a poor performance. Fernandez dispossessed this time, and the Blades are in again. Solé doesn't get there, and there's the second, and it's been coming, and this is our worst defeat of the season. Luvumbo doubles up, and the Blades are going to claim victory here. Well, there's the whistle. It's all over at Bramall Lane, and what a victory for the newly promoted Blades. But for the Saints, Well, I thought we were taking some steps forward, but it's 1 step forward and 2 steps back at the moment. Back-to-back defeats in the Premier League, and this might be our worst one of the save. Lavumbo absolutely tore me apart, and it's the Blades winning by 2-0 that's going to see Southampton begin to slip back down the table. Well, back-to-back losses in the Premier League, and the games just continue to get more difficult. Taking on Enzo Maresca's Chelsea here, back at home at St Mary's, and to be honest, I just want to stop the rot. If we get another draw, it's a point on the board, and it means that we have stopped the losing run. So, as Chelsea come to take us on here at St Mary's, looking for a positive result. Come on, you Saints. Here we go then, and like the Tottenham game, it's just a matter of how long can we keep Chelsea out for. We gave away that really sloppy goal against Spurs, and other than that, defended really well, but we need to make sure that we're tight defensively and make Chelsea work for their opportunities. Madueke up against Trey Hume, and Hume does well, prevents the corner, but only keeps it in for Jackson, who finds Madueke. There's Sterling, and he forces the save out of Muric. First real save of the game, and we have defended much better today against Chelsea's attack, but we haven't had anything going the other way. That's going to do it for the first half, and I said I'd take a point, and we're 45 minutes away from claiming it. There's Shirkin, and now Suleimana. Ooh, naughty tackle that from Caicedo. Oh, and it is a red. Wow. Well, the Southampton fans were calling for it. I thought it was just going to be a yellow, but Moises Caicedo is sent off for Chelsea. 15 to play. Now can we go on and find a winning goal? There is the whistle. Even with the red card, we couldn't create anything. Chelsea just held on to the ball, but I said pre-game I would have taken a point. Of course, we don't score many, so if we are to get a point, we need to make sure we keep a clean sheet as well. Chelsea had the best 2 chances of the game, but they didn't really test Muric too much. It's another clean sheet for the Kosovo, and a decent point on the board for the Saints. Well, that is another point on the board, but we are starting to slip down the table now into 14th place. Most of the teams above us have played, so this is a chance to jump up to 11th place with a victory against Leeds at Ellen Road. Newly promoted side sat just above the relegation zone, but a loss here will move them just 1 point behind us. We don't want to get dragged into any sort of relegation battle this season. Let's go and get the job done. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, really poor game this so far. Nothing of note from either side. This is good from Leeds though. Oh, what a ball. And there is the opening goal, and it's Joel Perreault who bangs it home, and Southampton just in a really tricky run of form at the moment. We had those 3 wins back to back, but since then it's just been so inconsistent. Again, it's like whenever we go a goal down, we just know we're going to lose because we don't put the ball in the net. It was the same at Sheffield United as well, even against what you'd probably call a lesser opposition than us. They're the sort of games that we should be winning, but we go a goal down and we've just got no confidence that we can get back into it. Yeah, it's the same story over again. We just cannot put the ball in the net. And it's not just that, we're just not even creating anything. Such a poor performance here today. And again, we're getting dragged into the relegation scrap, and I'm starting to get frustrated now because I just cannot put the ball in the net consistently. It's so frustrating. And again, it's a narrow defeat, just a single goal to nil. But as soon as we go a goal down, it's like game over. We know we're not getting anything out of it. I don't know what more I can do. Even playing 4-2-4, having all the attacking pieces out there, I'm just really struggling to create chances and put the ball in the back of the net. Yeah, now just 4 points above the relegation zone. It looked like a really promising start from the Saints, but we've just been stumbling recently, and the games just get even harder. Manchester City coming to take us on at St Mary's, and I won't lie, I'm getting a little bit frustrated at how difficult I am finding things. I just cannot create enough chances to put the ball in the back of the net. Again, the lowest scorers in the league with just 3 goals scored. That is absolutely crazy. And as soon as we go a goal down, it's just game over. Manchester City coming to take us on here. I'm not expecting anything out of this, and this is going to be a horrid way to end today's episode. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, I'm just solely playing for the 0-0 here. Again, how long can we keep Man City at bay? We managed to keep Chelsea at bay just a few games ago, and we did get a credible point against City right at the end of last season when we drew 0-0. But yeah, I'm not expecting anything out of this game. Just going to see how long we can defend against City and try and keep them quiet. Rodri runs into Ndayishime, and now Trey Hume can bring it clear. Good run. And he does release Mateus Fernandes. Sorry, it's Evan Nilsson. Evan Nilsson in behind, can't finish, but does at the second attempt. And the Saints do score. And it's Evan Nilsson's second goal of the season. And we lead Manchester City at St Mary's. What a turn-up. Well, where on earth did that come from? Straight through the heart of City's defence. The first finish was awful from Evan Nilsson. We got a huge slice of luck as the ball fell back to the Brazilian and he tapped it into the open net. But this is still Man City. There's still a long way to go, and we're going to have to defend for the next 70 minutes. Sonse into Foden. Trouble. Muric with the save, and he claims the second ball as well. That's good from Muric, and that's exactly what we need from him today. We need a safe pair of hands between the sticks. Well, there's the first 45 minutes gone, and we still lead by 1. This will be such a huge scalp if we can see it out. There is still a long way to go, but we are pretty good. Once we get in front, if we have something to hold, we are pretty good at just sitting in and trying to hold on to it. And that's a good ball in behind for Fatawu. And Fatawu and still shoots and saved by Ederson, and City will get it clear. And we do still hold that threat on the break. Kimmich into Foden, and Kimmich again swings across in, dangerous ball, and I think Muric had it covered and sees it drift wide. Well, we've now reached the hour mark, and we're just edging ever closer to that full-time whistle. Still half an hour to play, but we still lead by 1. Trey into Ben, and there's Mateus Fernandes, and he couldn't pick out Evan Nilsson, but Fernandes again, Evan Nilsson, what a block, and Fatawu, oh, what a save! Oh, how has Ederson kept that out? What a ridiculous save as Savinho enters the pitch. Fatawu denied, but that is outrageous as Ndayishime heads wide. And Downs lifts it for Fernandes, and there's Fatawu. And can we seal it? Fatawu blocked by Ruben Diaz, but I don't think it's going to matter, as there's not time for City to get the ball down the other end. Taylor back out to Abdul, but that is going to do it, as Fatawu to the byline, played across, and Ederson gets something on it. But there is the whistle. What a way to end today's episode. Our first scalp of the save, and it comes against Manchester City at St Mary's. Evan Nilsson's goal in the 15th minute wins it, and a really solid defensive performance from the Saints to see out the 1-0 victory. What a performance to close out today's video. Well, guys, that is where we will end today's video, and that win is absolutely huge for the Saints. Moves us into 12th place, 15 points on the board, still just 4 goals conceded. All of our wins have been by a goal to nil. But we are now 7 points clear of Crystal Palace in 18th place. I said this season I wanted a comfortable mid-table finish, and although it's very early stages, we are looking like we have improved on last season with already 15 points on the board. So although it is frustrating at times, it is baby steps. It does feel like we are making slight improvements. But guys, that will do it for today's video. Apologies, my throat is really sore. I need to go and take a break. I hope you have enjoyed. Take care and peace.